3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
She was recently seen on the Steve Harvey Show making dry ice cream and winning $5,000. Keynote speaker at Tory Burch Ambition Series, and there she is speaking at Tedx Wilmington. Jacqueline Means is a 16-year-old pageant queen on a mission to become a neurosurgeon. She's known for her community service work in STEM, spreading science, technology, engineering, and mathematics to inner-city youth, encouraging kids to think outside of the box, or the beaker for that matter.
All right, so STEM Queen is a name that I kind of coined because when you hear that, you're like, oh, STEM Queen, like, is that a brand? Is that like a person? And I always tell teachers when I go to schools and community centers to tell the young girls that the STEM Queen is coming because I mainly impact and focus on little girls.
It is her passion for teaching young women about STEM that led her to win the title of Miss Delaware Most Outstanding Teen 2019.
What made me choose my platform was that even before I got into pageants 2 years ago, I had already founded my initiative, the Wilmington Urban STEM Initiative, over 3 years ago. I specifically target girls aged 6 to 13 because studies have shown that within that age range, girls already have decided that science and math are too challenging and too boring for them. Definitely being a young Black girl who is interested in STEM, who is advocating for other young girls to get involved with STEM. Sometimes when I walk in to give a keynote speech, or even when I'm just going around doing my community service, people sometimes give me odd looks because I don't think they're used to seeing someone so young, a young woman of color, just wanting to do good for her community. I come from Southbridge, and often it's associated with negative things, but I know that Wilmingtonians are better than that title that's been put on us of Murder Town, USA, and there's more positivity and there's better things going on in Southbridge. So I want to showcase that, and I think people are just now starting to get used to the idea of that. There's people who genuinely just want to help.
Pageantry in STEM isn't all the teen has to offer. She also is a cadet at Delaware Military Academy and enjoys playing chess. Her undeniable skills and love for the game gave her mom the idea to teach her about community service.
I remember when I was about 8 years old, I had started playing chess about when I was 7. So I was pretty good. I was learning how to move pieces and tactics. And she said, you're gonna go to neighborhood house and show those young girls chess. And I said, I don't want to do that. And she said, Jacqueline, you're going to go. And I remember it was a Monday. And by Wednesday, she didn't even have to tell me to go anymore. I was so excited and so happy to go see the girls because I thought they were really funny and just really, really cool to get to know. And from being 7 or 8 years old, that really grew into a love of STEM and a love of teaching girls about STEM because that's what I'm passionate about because I myself want to go into the STEM field.
In addition to her mother, Jacqueline says there are countless number of women in STEM that she looks up to.
Other role models, definitely Dr. Terry Quinn Gray, Dr. Joan Coker. Dr. Terry works for the DuPont company. She's made everything from lipsticks to, I think, atomic bombs. So she's really worked all over the STEM field. I love how versatile she is. She is an African-American woman, so I love that she's made waves in the STEM field, and she's definitely a really prominent name going around in the STEM workforce, as well as Dr. Joan Coker, who's a prominent ear, nose, and throat doctor here in Delaware.
The Queen Prodigy probably has a schedule busier than most working-class Americans, but that doesn't stop her from dreaming big, so I had to ask her, what's next?
I hope to have a STEM program implemented in all parts of Delaware, hopefully all community centers and even all schools, because I read a disturbing statistic that read that only 29% of the STEM workforce is female. And I read that about 3 years ago when I was just starting to gain traction with my initiative. And I said, you know what, that's horrible. That's actually horrible. And I said, there has to be something that I can do at 14, 15 years old to make more young girls want to go into STEM when they get older. I also read that young girls, they don't get called on as much as little boys in elementary and middle school science and math classes. And they'll internalize that all throughout their lives from being maybe 10 years old all the way up to 18, 19 when they have to pick a major for college. And they will go into a traditional work field like teaching or like nursing, which is awesome. And those are fantastic fields. But I want to see more young girls go pursue STEM. I want to see more young girls move the boys out of the way and say, we can do this too, we can even do it better. So to those people who say, you're not going to change anything, if I can change even one girl's life through STEM, through my Girls Empowerment STEM events, through any way that I can connect with them, I'm satisfied. And I believe that that is just one way to change the world.
Reporting for Wilmington, Delaware, India Sage Williams, 22 News.